Hey Sunshines, welcome back to Rena Loves Reading, a channel all about the books that we need to be reading, the books we are reading, and the books we really need to get off our TBRs. Today, we are talking about the books I read during the first 7 days of the month of February. Those first few days, I'm not gonna lie, work is always crazy because I have monthly reports to do, so I don't get a lot done outside of that. But I still managed to finish 2 books. I'm kind of proud of that because I was tired and stressed out for most of that time period. The first one I finally finished Rebel Rose. I started this in January and it took me till now to finish it. It really is not that long of a book. It was only like 350 pages roughly, 345. But it took me forever to read. It was good. It's basically a continuation of the story of Beauty and the Beast, following what happens after they get married. So, Belle grew up a commoner, doesn't want to become queen. I'm not gonna lie, this is full of spoilers. So, spoiler warning before I go any further. This is going to be a spoiler-full review of the books that I am talking about. I am sorry. So I'm going to wait a couple seconds so you can click off if you need to. We're good? We're good. I'm going to continue. So, like I said, this is a continuation story of Beauty and the Beast, picking up basically right after where the movie ended. I liked it. I struggled with it at points. I did not like Beast at all in this story. And Beauty and the Beast is my favorite Disney movie. I did not like Beast at all. He was annoying to me throughout, and all of the trust that you see develop between Belle and Beast throughout the movie, it kind of gets dismissed at points and makes me want to punch him. Not gonna lie. Belle, her themes are consistent from what her character was in the movies. So, good on that. It continues on through that French Revolution period of time, so that is good to see. We're seeing returning characters. We see LeFou, we see Mrs. Potts, we see Lumiere, we see Cogsworth, we see Chip. Great, fun. I just struggled to read with this. I don't know if it's because I'm coming out of a reading slump and just needed something other than heavily fantasy or Disney books or what. I ended up giving it a 3-star. I ended up pre-ordering the next book because I want to give the next book a shot when I have not been reading a lot of fantasy stuff and have had more like fluffy, and if I'm hitting fantasy, it's more fluffy fantasy, if that makes sense. We will see what I think about the next book. I think the next book is called Feather and Flame, so it's a continuation of Mulan's story, so I'm excited to see what happens then. I'm also interested to see how they tie these books together, because from what I understand, the person that's supposed to be doing the tying disappeared in this book, so I'm not sure how they're going to tie to Mulan. But I'm kind of excited for it. Little nervous too at the same time. But I don't think, if I don't like the Mulan book, which is the next book, I don't think I'll continue on with the series, but I want to give it a second shot, because sometimes the first book in a series is rough because you're setting up all of the plot information for the rest of the series and trying to start those threads. I'm disappointed, and I'm disappointed for many reasons in this book. I don't know if my disappointment comes from the fact that I love Beauty and the Beast and I expected different. So I'm going to ruminate on this more. The second book that I read this week, I fell in love with. I expected to fall in love with. It was what I needed. I blasted through it in a couple of hours, and it's Tokyo Ever After. Think Princess Diaries meets Japan. That sums it up perfectly. So the main character basically finds out that her mom has hidden who her father is. So dad doesn't know at all, and she finds out based off pictures if her friends find out online. Oh my god, I loved it. It was cute, it had love, it had everything I wanted in basically a Princess Diaries book. but not. But, oh my god. It was the touchy-feely stuff that I needed to get me out of the reading slump I could feel myself falling into. I've already pre-ordered the second book. Yeah. I'm excited for it. It comes out, I think, in July, right around my birthday. So, yay. I'm looking forward to it. But the characters in this were cute. The love story was cute. It was kind of predictable. You knew what was going to happen ultimately. But it's a YA contemporary romance, basically. So you're gonna get that love. You're gonna feel that. And I just want the second book to be out, basically, is what I am saying. Because I loved it. I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. So let's talk about the books I'm hoping to get read during the next 7 days. It's an ambitious pile. I recognize that it is an ambitious pile. I'm hoping I could get through it. Because technically I'm filming this on a Monday. I have Sunday and Mondays off, so I should be able to get another chunk on it. So the book that I started after Tokyo Ever After was the biggest one on my TBR pile this month, Crush. It's about like 700 pages, and I want to get it done. I'm about 76 pages into it. I didn't put that much effort into it last night, but I started it, so I'm hoping to get through another chunk today before I have to start going back to work tomorrow. So far, I'm finding the characters whiny. And I hope I hope that the main character stops being so whiny. I understand, based off where the last book came from, she has a right to be. She has the right. It's just one of those, please stop whining. Please, figure out what is going on. Let's get to the heart of it. I understand you've had trauma, and I'm not dismissing your trauma. You deserve to feel what you're feeling. But I'm 70 pages into it, and we've basically said the same things over and over again. I'm hoping it gets better. The next one I want to read is City of the Dead by James Patterson, continuation of the Hawk series, which is the sequel to the Maxim Ride series. I generally blast through these really quickly. I generally blast through James Patterson quickly just because of how basically his font size and how his chapters are laid out. They're short chapters, which means I read more quickly because I'm like, oh, I can just finish another 5 chapters. It's the same if I read 1 chapter in another book. I'm hoping to like this book. Didn't really like the first book in the Hawk sequel, but I loved Maxim Ride. So again, I'm hoping it's just that first book in a series. Okay, let's get into the heart of it. Next book I plan to read, I need more fluffy time. Basically, I need more fluffy reading. So I'm going to read my romance that I got in Book of the Month, The Dating Plan, Fake Fiancé trope. I'm hoping it is good. I am hoping it gives me all the touchy-feely stuff I need. I need that romance break. I'm hoping after some of those like fantasy things, if I break it up some more, that I can hit some of my harder ones. Like the next one I want to read this week. I'm hoping to get the Four Winds by Kristen Hanna read as well. That way I've read so far 2 of my 3 Book of the Month books. That's my deal with the Book of the Month things. I am only allowed to get the next books as long as I read the books that I got the month before. That is my rule for Book of the Month. If I ever get behind, then I can't get the new books and I have to skip the month. So this is also kind of thick. It's over 400 pages. It will meet the goal that Book of the Month has set out for this year for a book that's over 400 pages if I finish it. But this is the last one for this month, for this week, so I'm hoping to get it. I don't know if I will. It is what it is at this point. It kind of depends on how my week goes. But I think it's reasonable for me. I think I can do it. I read fairly quickly. And I can get some of these on audiobooks, so I can blast through the audiobooks as well, because I can listen to those and understand them at 2.5 to 3 speed. Yes, I know that is fast. Anything lower than like 2.5 seems slow to me when I'm listening to it. So 2.5 is generally my happy area. If it's a book that doesn't have accents or a book that is really easy to understand, I can bump it up to 3 times speeds. So I know I have City of the Dead on audiobook from Libby. And I think I can check out Four Winds fairly quickly from Libby in my library. So if you haven't heard, Libby is basically a online service that allows you to check out audiobooks, ebooks through your library and put it on your Kindles, which I have a Kindle Paperwhite that I often read. My iPad is coming today because I traded in my old one and I kind of miss having an iPad. But that's coming today, so I put the Libby app on it. I basically link my library card to Libby and I can check books out. So far, it is working out for me. I drive a lot for work, so I'm generally in the car like 20 hours a week, honestly. So I could blast through a ton of audiobooks if I really wanted to. That's how I read, I think I read 27 books or listened to 27 books in the month of January. I think somewhere around there. Well, thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, leave a like or a comment. I get back to most comments as right now as I can. Again, we're looking forward to the next series of books that I am reviewing once I finish reading them this week. We've got some LitJoy boxes coming, and that should be coming up soon, hopefully by the end of February. Thanks again. Have a good day.